Welcome back. We're still having a discussion on the look of things within the legislature as the House now is on tenterhooks. The news is going around. A number of MPs are set to appear before interrogators this morning to be quizzed on budget corruption in the wake of the president's promise that he would strike the sword of blood. Well, in the midst of this, there is an ongoing petition to cause Parliament to discuss the 1.7 billion service award saga, which has continued now to garner mixed reactions and put Parliament in quite an ugly spotlight. Against the backdrop of a Parliament exhibition, could Parliament be on the edge? I'm joined by Honorable Theodore Ssekikubo, the chief architect of the very controversial petition that has so far garnered 150 signatures. Honorable, a very good morning.
Morning to you.
Nice to see you. It's been 3 weeks since you launched this process of petitions. Isn't it strange that it has dragged on and quite a number of legislators remain ambivalent, even with the conviction and the blackmail that you've slapped on them?
But you see, you're using strong words, Kagwa, because you started saying a controversial petition. There's no controversy. And number two, there's no blackmail. The only thing I may agree with you is that, yes, we are now 3 weeks into the petition. But you know, this is a petition against our own. Because if it was some other entity outside Parliament, you would say Parliament on one side and then the other entity on the other. But here we have members, those who are being sought after, the Honorable Solomon Sirwanyi, the Honorable Prosper Kampulira, the Honorable Afoyochan Estan, the Honorable Matthias Mpuga. They are all members of Parliament. Certainly they are part of us. And once you are doing the surgery to say that let this one arm go, it isn't a quick and easy decision, because as you can look at yourself in the mirror, that's how now the parliamentary body politic is.
Does it baffle you that your own party has not taken a tough stance on this?
No. Far from that, it encourages me to move on. It encourages me to move on because I look at the principles of my party. Well, my party has zero tolerance against corruption, and there is no way a party that has stood on the ticket of fighting corruption be seen to be eating its own words. And I think you remember when the government chief whip and the chairperson of the NRM Parliamentary Caucus, Honorable Hamson Obua, issued a directive to members to stop appending their signatures. And indeed we challenged him, saying that when did the NRM take a position? Stop. Number two, this matter started way back in February, and he had never thought it wise to convene a caucus to discuss this. Now we started the petition. He was aware, he saw us doing that. No, but first of all on the floor of Parliament. Then when that was blocked from the floor of Parliament, Kagwa, this matter started on the floor of Parliament. At that time, we were seeking the Speaker's indulgence under her wide-ranging powers to allow us to debate a matter that had appeared under the Parliament exhibition. We said, can we have a clarification on this? Can we debate these matters? Because they are touching the sanctity of Parliament. And every member of Parliament has a duty to defend that institution. Because when it goes down, all of us are down. You can't say, for me I was clever, for me I was not part of that. And it's at that point that the government chief whip was aware, until when the speaker said, no, wait, let's first handle the ministerial policy statements. When we finish that, then the budget appropriations and processes, we finish that, then Parliament was prorogued.
There is every a reason to believe that the sanctity of Parliament is long gone and you can hardly recover anything. Given the bad spotlight Parliament has suffered, we're talking sanctions, we are talking Mabati, we're talking scandal after scandal, and budget corruption now becoming the latest.
I can understand what you're talking about. Indeed, once you are in the eye of the storm, such sentiments are bound to happen. But at the end of the day, this is our parliament. Our parliament, we as Uganda. You can't let it go. Losing that parliament is losing a country, because it is the only facet, the only arm, and the framers of the constitution were alive to the fact that among the three arms of government, this one arm is the arm of the people. The arm of parliament in government is where people's representatives sit. So the moment you speak ill about parliament, even if I'm a petitioner this side, but I'm not an anarchist to say parliament is now down, therefore we close parliament. No, you need it. That's why we are saying those who can be able to stand up, those who can salvage that house, this is the time. And in Jara, we've been found right. Because if we had sat by and these things happened without Parliament taking initiative on its own, it would have been a disaster. But we saw it coming. We said, wait a moment. Can we stop a bit? Can we have the self-reflection, the self-cleansing within Parliament? And when that was stopped, that's when now we looked through the rules and we said, no, wait a minute. Even if the Speaker has not given us opportunity, but through the rules of procedure, we can find a rule through which we can have signatures appended to our petition, and indeed we cause a debate. So I've had here many colleagues, you've been playing them, misleading the public, that at this stage we're already condemning members. No, the petition as it is now is to get signatures so that this matter, the sanctity of Parliament, the removal of the commissioners, can be put on the order paper and brought on the floor of Parliament. This is to enable the motion see the light of the day.
Yeah, but this whole episode has been such a spectacle. I've seen you engaging in dramatic exchanges between you, yourself, and legislators. Plus, of course, the voices that have come out from senior politicians. Did you ever expect all this to be this stormy?
But I mean, probably the stormy, I would go by that. But when you say dramatic,
yes,
you are downplaying it.
No, I'll give you
it's not as
the instance where you had an exchange with Honorable Basalirwa.
He had we had difference in opinion, which is allowed. And he was standing on a legal standpoint to say that this matter you're trying to put up, we shall challenge it on grounds of that this matter is already before courts, therefore you're bringing it under Parliament, and therefore the rule of sub judice catches up with you. It was a difference in that. But these are serious matters, Kagwa. Don't trivialize them.
But they've become dramatic.
Don't trivialize them. Okay, what else should we do? Now you guide. How else would we go about it? Should we fold our hands?
I think you might need to retreat.
Should we leave it?
Re-engage, maybe at party level, caucus level?
No,
like Honorable, the Chief Whip was advising.
Now again you are contradicting yourself. You started by raising an issue that, isn't it strange that the party caucus, the NRM, hasn't sat over this? But today, are you aware that today is Wednesday?
Yes.
Time is running. Yesterday was Tuesday. The world wait for you to sit before the country can move on? Whether you like it or not, the country is in motion. And you who is alert should be the one to chase after the world. Now, but the point I'm trying to bring out is that we are doing everything. And whoever has the contribution to make whether it is the president, he's most welcome. And it is even not too late even for the Speaker of Parliament. It isn't too late for the Speaker of Parliament. If she can see this as a matter that is so deserving, she can rise up to the challenge.
Yep.
And even the commissioners themselves, I was saying, if indeed they feel, as I've been seeing some colleagues saying that, now we passed that money we passed it to the budget. Why don't you append your signature so that you can have the forum on the floor of Parliament to say, now you look, you petitioners, look, this money we passed it. Why are you saying I can't append my signature? When the institution, the integrity of the institution, the sanctity of Parliament is in disrepute. So what we are saying is that we have moved a long way. I can assure you, I upload those members. Getting 150 signatures at this stage wasn't easy.
There's been some bit of cudgeling, right?
Cudgeling?
Yes. Some people have been twisted to sign with blackmail that if you don't sign, the constituents are waiting for you.
No, because let me tell you, this is no longer the Sechkubo Opendi, the Sewungu Samba, the Bashir, the Honorable Kabada, and all those. It's no longer our motion. This is a motion of the Parliament of Uganda. And more so, it's a motion for the people of Uganda. So even if Sechkubo in one way or the other fails at any moment, the motion is far above me. So don't close out to the people to say that we are cudgeling, to say there is blackmail, people will see you. No, no, no. What is your duty as a member of Parliament? We show up to protect and uphold the Constitution, to defend the people. Those who cannot be at Parliament, those who are not members of Parliament, but they are taxpayers. We are only representatives of the 48 million Ugandans. And once we are there and the call of duty comes, where have you been found, you as a member of Parliament? On the side of those who are saying, let's make our humble contribution in the fight against corruption, in the fight to maintain the integrity of Parliament, or you are on the side of those who are saying we don't need it. But let's hide our head.
But by the display you had yesterday, you had 100, you claimed you had 150 legislators who had appended their signatures.
Yes.
Over 3 weeks. Does that show you how unpopular or how tedious the process has really been? And what would it take to get 27 remaining signatures within this span? You're closing on Friday, right?
Do you know what it takes to convince 2 members of Parliament?
No, I thought this is a clear-cut case where it's about addressing the moral question of Parliament.
Exactly now.
Like you claim.
Exactly now. But when we started, don't think it is a one-way approach to the issues. There are also those who are detractors. There are those who, by association, are also feeling affected and threatened by the same. And indeed, those whom we seek to remove cunningly looped in the Speaker to tell the Speaker that, you know, the movers of that motion are not ending with us commissioners. They are looking for you, the Speaker. They complicated the matter further by raising the stakes, by including other stakeholders, etc. But I want you to agree with me that getting 10 members in that Parliament, they raised 20, 30, 50, 80, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50. It isn't easy where you have the government chief whip coming out strong. Don't talk about this petition, the persons involved, the commissioners, where you are seeing the office of the Speaker. Now you have both the office of government and the ruling party raising a red flag on the petition. And you have the office of the Speaker and the entire machinery also militating against the motion. We've had experiences where a member calls you, Honorable, I've arrived in town. Are you there? In 20 minutes, I'm coming. And you say, yes, I'm already here at the table. And indeed, the member comes. But between the gate and the parliamentary, and the entry at Parliament, at the reception there, a lot of things are happening. And the member comes, hello, 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 hello. Then he dashes past you. He disappears inside. And you're there waiting for him to append his or her signature. And goes on phone as not wanting him to turn where you are seated at the table. Even when they're talking to themselves. So it is as bad, as ugly as that.
But there is also an argument that
Yes.
This is something to do with political grandstanding, because you as a lawyer understand clearly that there is a matter already in courts of law that you cannot start a process where there is a legal process.
Maybe you can help cite one case. You can help cite such a case. But let me now have the opportunity to talk about what you are talking. There is an understanding that once a matter is being handled in Parliament, you don't have the same in court.
You'd be prejudicing.
And vice versa. So the rule of prejudice, even then, comes up in the course of the matter being debated. Then it is drawn to the attention of the speaker. And it is only the speaker, who can determine whether that matter is indeed prejudicial to the proceedings in court or it's safe. But I can tell you, we've had two rulings, two positions. One was the court, there is a decision of Honorable Justice Sekan. You remember when the Honorable Namuganza was being censured, she ran to court. She ran to court to seek court intervention. And in a decision by Justice Sekan, said that for court to interfere into the proceedings of Parliament would be to deny and to interfere with the mandate of Parliament, a separate and distinct arm of government. And using many other words, said, don't run to court. Go back to where you started these matters. Go back to Parliament. Court cannot provide you with protection. So court cannot interfere. And court will not stop Parliament in its mandate. When the matter was brought to the attention of Parliament now, the Honorable Tayebwa, the Deputy Speaker, while in the chair, also ruled that no, matters in court cannot stop Parliament from executing its mandate. So why is it now so strange that when the 4 commissioners are being sought to be removed, now everybody is talking about sub judice? We shall wait for that point in time. Because first of all, even the rules of Parliament stop you from debating in anticipation. The matters are not yet before Parliament. Why are you raising to say there is sub judice? Number 2, wait for when the matters are before Parliament, then we shall look at the merits of your claim. We shall see the strong points of your sub judice, and indeed we shall be there with also our authorities to show that you are not, that's not true. That's not the position of law. And sub judice, to simplify it.
Have you established with certainty whether this is not a matter that is unanswered, that this money was passed by Parliament?
I can tell you straight here that that's not the position. It's not true. Whatever, you see, it is a difficult situation. Because apart from that illegality, there is further illegality, continuing illegality, of trying to forge around documents. You saturate forged documents, you are continuing to make it worse. You are putting figures that do not add up. But we shall come even with a superior argument to that. Does
Yeah, but
that, no, a moment
These
to that.
documents are stamped, and we've not had Parliament come out to deny.
No, we the petitioners, we shall lead Parliament to find those documents forged. We as Parliament, we shall even raise further and better and superior arguments to that. We shall lead the process. You see, once you are petitioning and prosecuting this matter, we shall lead our evidence. For we need to convince the 529 members to find our petition with merit. We shall do that.
For a while, there's been fear that the Speaker's office is hugely involved in blocking this petition. But yesterday, we saw you walking in a very collegial style with the Speaker of Parliament. Was this a breakthrough for you? And what transpired in your one-on-one?
You see, the Right Honourable Anita Among is the Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda. She still remains our Speaker. Talking to her is the duty of every member of Parliament. And particularly now that there is this matter of concern, talking to her is really welcome.
You looked rather charmed.
And true to myself, I must add that nobody should run away from the Speaker. No member of Parliament should run away from the Speaker. And you should never fear to talk. But don't talk out of fear. Don't fear to be with the Speaker. She's our boss. And I enjoy being with our Speaker all the time.
Isn't this likely to change the way things are running? The whole episode is likely to change at this moment.
But how?
Now that you've spoken to the Speaker, you've had a private chat.
No. Look, the Speaker paid a courtesy call to the,
and she walked you
to
into
the
her
table
office.
of the moment.
There you go.
Yes. Indeed, we walked. Indeed, we walked to the VIP room at Parliament. Those rooms are there, not for the Speaker alone, but for VIPs.
Okay. What was in the private chat?
No,
if you could just let it out for the viewers.
No. But once you say what was in the private chat, certainly it isn't for the viewers. But I think we can speak about the principle. The principle being that every member of Parliament has the right to speak and talk to the Speaker, and I will continue talking to her. But the bottom line is, we want to see how we can eliminate the divergences and focus on the things that put us together. And I think by her even talking to the petitioners is noble on her part. I don't want people to castigate that. It's noble because we still remain her members. Only that
it leaves tongues wagging now. We are speculating quite a lot on this matter.
Except
should we read too much into your private meeting?
No, it wasn't.
And how much should we
but don't even over-privatize, don't make it over-private as you say it. The Speaker came and found us on that historic table, the table of signatures. I think you saw the table. And she sought clarification, which I gave. But at the end of the day, where do we stand on this matter? Are we dropping the petition? The answer is absolutely not. Are we continuing with the petition? The answer is yes. Sechkubo talking to the Speaker.
At such a time?
No.
At such a time?
A moment.
Begs a number of questions.
No. There are two things. One,
it's very compromising.
No, two things. No, leave alone that. Unless when you don't know this Sechkubo you are seated here with. Unless when you don't know. Probably you've not been following the political developments in this country.
No, I've known Sechkubo.
But whoever has known Sechkubo knows exactly the person to engage the Right Honourable Speaker, knows the person to engage any authority in this country.
Is this a moment you've longed for along the way?
No. Why longing for it? If I wanted even after now, I would meet her.
Do you care about the impression it creates?
There is no... Which impression? By the time we conceived this motion, by the time we came up to say, dear colleagues, members of Parliament, let's move in this direction. I think members had trust. By the way, there is no enmity. It only happens that probably one is standing on the other side and you on this side. But we are all standing to lose as parliament if that parliament goes down.
Honorable.
And I think it is in our mutual interest and for the speaker to have the parliament, she is the speaker, to emerge credible and a parliament to be trusted by the people.
Honorable
And we are not there to
one
create
of
enemies.
your colleagues, Honorable Veronica Nagiondo, came out and said that she never appended her signature onto this petition, but her name was just affixed because there was a list of persons who attended the meeting for the opposition in the Lopes office, which was later now brought down to your table. How true is this?
Now, you see, by the nature of this petition, anybody can sign from anywhere. There are two rules. If we had used 109, that's the rule that would require you to sign before the sergeant at arms. And you have only 14 days to have gathered the required signatures. But under here, if a member of parliament was to be present in this studio, after the talk show, I would put the list and the copy of the motion for him or her to read through and append a signature, as long as it is a genuine and authentic signature. But coming to that, you see, this is a strange aspect. If a member of parliament can be hoodwinked into signing on a petition without knowing what is in the petition, being hoodwinked.
She claims she signed on an attendance register,
No,
which was later
I was-
transferred to your desk.
I wasn't part of where she signed from, but what I know, I wish I had come up with my form. On each form, there is a head note, very in bold letters, a head note, signatures for the removal of commissioners, Sirwanyi Solomon, Prosa Kampulira, Esther Foyochan, and Matthias Mpuga from the position of Commission of Parliament. And number one, number two, there is a head note on each and every page. And you put your name, you put your contact, your district, the constituency, whether you were districtman MP or county, you put your phone number, you put your signature. Really? Why are people coming to this? You see, it is strange. Some are likely to come up that by the time I signed, I was sleeping or I was drunk. But fortunately, our rules are clear. She's a member of parliament. She knows Rule 1094 forbids anybody from removing his or her signature. And therefore, she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, but there is a rule that also gives MPs latitude to petition the speaker.
No, and number two, the signatures are still with me. She has not considered it prudent to come to me to say, Sechkubo, amongst the signatures you have, look, my signature has been gotten from me.
So this was an
fraudulently.
important signature. She never came to your table.
No, not imported. Members sign wherever they are. As long as we know and we can verify that this is the member by her name, by the constituency, by her telephone number, you fill them those yourself. Nobody writes for you.
Is it ironical that on the same list there is Honorable Muwada Nkunyinji, who again came down on camera and signed at your table? So did Nkunyinji sign twice?
No, don't look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't look at these 6. Others have signed from the canteen.
Okay, and then come back to sign again?
No. Others have signed from the canteen. Others have signed from the chambers. Others have signed from the car park, the parking lot. A member says, Honorable, I'm not coming to the chambers. Can you come down? I'm here. I need to sign. And they've been signing. Those you're talking about.
Honorable, that list was generated in the Lopes office, right?
When the LOP had his members. And you see, you are trying to drag me into explaining the circumstances.
Yes, it's very important because we
No.
need to check the validity of some of your signatures.
Yes, but you are trying to draw me into the circumstances under which the LOP meets her members or his members in his office or in his boardroom where I'm not a member. But the fact is, I'm the one with those signatures. I've not seen a complaint from Honorable
Nanyondo.
Nanyondo.
No, she's petitioned the speaker.
I'm the one, the speaker, yet if you ask her, does she have any single signature of mine, of our petition? No, all those signatures are still with me. And to my surprise, they are jumping ahead. These signatures, I dare challenge anybody if the speaker has these signatures. To begin with, I'm the one with the signatures. She should have drawn my attention that, wait a moment, Ssekikubo, the signatures you are having, you have my one is mine, and I'm putting these issues to you, please, because
you're not the authority of Parliament. She wrote to the authority of Parliament asking to withdraw her signature because she didn't sign with her consent on the form.
There's authority of Parliament asking to withdraw her signature from what? The petition is with me. Are you seeing what you are putting me, how you are putting me in a difficult situation? The signatures are with,
so that's
with
minus
me.
one.
No.
That's minus one.
Wait a moment. The signatures are with me. And now to go to the speaker to do what?
Okay. Can you explain?
Because what happens? After we've gotten our requisite signatures, then we notify the speaker through the clerk to Parliament. We notify her. And we submit our petition that has a motion, that has the evidence attached, that has even now the signatures. It is at that point that a signature can be singled out. But what you are trying to do now is to play to the gallery over my signatures.
Yeah, but here you are.
It is not useful at all.
Here you are, a legislator comes out and says, I didn't sign on the petition. I signed an attendance register. And there is something also that raises a lot of suspicion. The same list has Honorable Mwadanko Nyingi, who came on live on camera and signed the petition.
Now
that raises eyebrows.
No, it doesn't. It is just a storm in a cup of tea. At the end of the day, you remember at first we had released to your press, we had released contradictory numbers of signatures so far gathered. Now, by the time we harmonized our signatures, we found that on some pages, a member had signed more than one. We had to go into the editing to say that no, a member must only sign once. Even if you are too anxious and excited about the exercise, you can only sign. It is only one signature that is counted. So whoever signed with the Ssekikubo, whoever signed with Honorable Nsamba, whoever signed with Honorable Lope, whoever signed with Honorable Saro Pendi, whoever signed with the Honorable Tim Giu, because we've been giving out these lists for members to say that in my district, there are members who are not at Parliament but are willing to sign. So once they bring back those signatures, we go into the editing process. We say, no, this one could not have signed twice, therefore we only maintain one signature. It's only when we harmonized that, then our figures came down, because we wanted to make it exactly clear that each member can sign once. It's only one signature that is relevant.
What is the rationale behind posting names of legislators who have signed the petition?
Posting how?
Coming out to display the names of legislators who have signed. What do you seek to achieve?
It's only good. Because look, where we sit, some members were saying, no, my people say I've shunned the exercise. I've not appended my signature. Can you please come and clarify my name, that I'm part of the people fighting against corruption? And you say, now here we are. Number two, these are no longer matters of Ssekikubo. These are no longer matters of the sponsors of the motion. It's now the motion of the Parliament of Uganda. And the Parliament of Uganda is the People's Parliament. Why should we hide these matters? Why?
A parliament of 500 plus legislators
Yes.
has failed to raise 177 signatures in 3 weeks. That's quite telling.
No.
That's how unpopular your petition is.
No.
And the reports indicate that some of the legislators who are signing are just under pressure.
Now, don't contradict yourself. Because if indeed the motion is unpopular, then who is pressurizing those members into signing? In fact, if the motion is unpopular,
From the power centers.
if now that is the difference. You would rather say the motion is unpopular to those who are adversely affected by the motion. But to the rest of the country, this is the most popular motion I've ever seen. It's one of the most popular motions I've ever seen. And I can tell you, we still have our time. Read Rule 110. Rule 110 is clear. You only take your time. You get signatures. By the way, we're not only looking for 177. Even if there were to be 200 signatures, 300 signatures, all are welcome.
Well,
because at the point of voting, we shall need a half of the members of parliament.
Well, I'm afraid we need to get out of here, but what do you make of the entire spotlight? You have on one side, the speaker is sanctioned. Now MPs are being picked for quizzing as part of a racket of budget corruption.
Now, to us,
For starters, are you safe?
Let me first answer for myself. We don't look good. If you were to ask me, we don't look good. Parliament is in the eye of the storm. We don't look good. Number two, this would have been the very most opportune moment for members to come and sign this petition so that Parliament can embark on a process of self-examination, so that we look at ourselves where we went wrong.
Can you survive the president's sword of blood, you as Sechikubo?
Yeah, I as Sechikubo. Kagwa, I'm here. As everybody can see, I'm around. Let me tell you, yes, we have issues. We have some issues with some of our colleagues. But as you know the law, they are still suspects. They're not yet convicted. Allow them to go through the due process. It is not my duty, even if I'm seeking to have the petition moved and processed, to say that for me, I'm good. I don't intend to sound sanctimonious. I'm not saying I'm a saint. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying in this point in time, I'm having the duty to make a humble contribution to clean the Parliament of Uganda.
What are the chances that Sechikubo is among the candidates for grilling?
Before police?
CID.
No, leave it to them.
Okay.
Leave it to them. But what I'm saying is that I'm happy for my colleagues, members of Parliament. Even if I'm failed as Sechikubo, the motion is for the people of Uganda. I thank those members of Parliament who feel that this is, in fact, we've been now exonerated. If indeed the president said, I have evidence against that Parliament, and we too are saying we have evidence against you, our commissioners, why don't you members of Parliament come and sign this petition so that we can also play our role? The House, the Parliament must be salvaged.
Well, we're getting...
And the members of Parliament, I want to thank you. I want to thank the members of public. The public have taken interest in this matter.
But the president avoided this matter in his State of the Nation.
No, contrary.
Cunningly.
We uploaded it because the government chief whip had warned each and everyone. The president is going to tell you. The president has stopped this. But the president apparently allowed the processes to go.
He was cagey on the matter.
No, not that he feared. To us, it gave us room to continue with our struggle.
Honorable Theodore Sechikubo, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Are you safe?
I'm too glad to be alive and too safe. And all members of Parliament, they shouldn't hide that they are not safe. And I'm calling on members. Yesterday, there were very, very few members at Parliament.
There is fear hovering
But
all
they
over.
shouldn't fear. If you know you've done nothing wrong, Why do you run away from police?
Well, we need
I'm calling on members to come to Parliament, indeed, to sign this petition.
That's it from us. Honorable Theodore Ssekikubo, it was quite unfortunate that Honorable Seba Mala could not make it this morning. He was trapped somewhere, but we pray we catch up with him next time. That's it. Have a lovely day and cheers.
Thank you.
Ay, 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 ay.